Welcome everyone to the latest Nintendo Direct. Consider this
for 40 minutes, so we'll have to see what happens.
Consider this the unofficial conclusion to Summer Games Fest, as per usual.
Basically. So what do we start with? Oh,
a Mario.
Oh.
Hi, Luigi.
What?
Oh god, it's the Mario and Luigi style!
I told you it was coming back! Ah-ha-ha! I am right.
But Alpha Dream is dead, so who's doing this?
Some of them actually want to work for Nintendo. They were not a big company, and they had a rough transition into
So,
3D.
I guess it's a new game. Okay, is this a new game or Dream Team again? Because some of the VFX...
No. It can't be Dream Team because
it's called Mario and Luigi. Just Mario and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi, no subtitle.
Is it a remake of the first? Oh my god, they're remaking the first game? Like, no, wait,
no. This doesn't look like that either. Also, I know it can't be Dream Team because it starts in the Mushroom Kingdom, and no, Dream Team does not take place in the usual area.
I said it on Twitter that 2022
Mario RPG was coming back. Mario was coming back, so yeah, this was
2022 Mario plus Rabbids, 2023 Mario RPG, 2024 Paper Mario.
You know.
2025 Mario and Luigi.
Oh god, the extension core, cute. But yeah, no, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if Nintendo snatched up the team members of Alpha Dream, because I'll give Nintendo this: when they usually acquire either a company or its employees, they usually do that in good confidence that they can make good use of that. Case in point, next level games, essentially.
Considering it's the same art style as the portable games, I get at least the artist, the concept artist, remained. So also, at least they showcased this trailer actually is relatively clever, but they showcased the fact that they're focusing on a bunch of original characters instead of doing what Paper Jam did.
God, that's
they know what they're doing.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like Paper Jam was the most...
Okay.
Mario and Luigi Brothership. Cute. November 7th this year.
Oh, this year. Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shinya Takahashi.
Your green screen covering is a bit weird today. I'm sorry.
That's a good start.
November being an awkward time to release games after everyone's broke after October.
Also, to be fair, the Mario franchise has been getting better about original characters. We even had Paper Mario Origami King, as well as some other stuff.
Hit and miss, because a lot of your partners were still, regular Mario characters like the Bomb.
True, but we still were getting more original characters in that regard than what we were getting prior.
No, NES Classic. I think NES Remix.
No, I think it's the
World Championship.
Well, yeah.
Well, they already knew this was coming, to be fair, yeah.
It comes out next month.
That first trailer looked more like something they would have reserved for the very end, so I do wonder what they're doing for this.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, still in development.
Coming eventually.
When we feel like it.
Which 2 launch titles?
Stop asking us.
2 consoles from now.
No. It already came out. Your lazy asses just can't find it.
We hid it somewhere in this room.
You have to face John Cena in order to get it.
Why not at this point to make it Mike Tyson to keep him with Nintendo theme?
I do wish that they did make a new re-release NES remix though.
Will you be the last one standing?
Good question.
Nintendo World Championships
July 18th.
launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th. Pre-orders for the digital version are
This is something I'd get
on
digitally.
Nintendo eShop. A deluxe set containing a physical version of the game and other
of course the gold cartridge.
Oh yeah. What's next?
Final
battle.
Everyone's
You know what? I'm not surprised considering it's about the power of friendship. So
no, it's not even that. It's extremely casual, and even since day one, people suspected it was done in the way of basically following the lead to One Piece, particularly with the art style that was chosen. Thankfully, it managed to gain a bit of personality later on, but still not enough to captivate. Also, what the fuck is this frame rate?
Sorry, this is just the Switch version. Don't worry, it'll run better on PS5.
Yeah, it will be probably multi-plat, but holy shit.
Look forward to an enhanced version on the Switch too, which we're not
Probably.
announcing yet.
Does Fairy Tail take place in the same universe as Rave Master?
I don't know that.
Coming this winter, yes, that's nice. I have never gotten around to seeing Fairy Tail. It seems like
Dimensional
Oh,
journey.
Fantasian! This is the game that Sakaguchi was working on.
Wow.
Sakaguchi.
This was slightly leaked, the fact that we were getting a version outside of Apple Arcade. Yeah, again, the thing is that it's a fixed camera, but all the backgrounds are like painted or using paper craft, and they feel very unique. I'm very
That's
looking
cool.
forward to this.
Also, Square Enix, I see Sakaguchi came home.
No, it's not Square Enix.
I just
It's
saw
like-
Publishing it.
I think it's self-published by
No. I saw Square Enix mentioned earlier.
Okay, that's weird because the Apple Arcade version was self-published.
Maybe Square are specifically publishing the console versions, like, you know, sometimes, Barcock correctly, sometimes
The
publishers
Mengian
can
Valley.
change across, you know, ports and whatnot. Or heck, maybe we'll see some Square Enix content added to this version.
In case you're wondering, no, the near-as cow tweets are just coincidental.
I know, right? Like, the first thing I see
Yeah,
was...
Playing a lot of Final
Yeah, look.
Fantasy
Yeah,
14.
look.
Yeah, I
look,
noticed
Square
the
Enix.
Square. How bizarre.
Aww.
Which sports?
Spoko Square.
Basketball.
I'm surprised this
Yes.
game is still getting updates.
Don't.
Apparently it's
Again,
sold pretty
they're
well.
they're doing the same thing they were doing with the Mario sports game. You know, release them at launch and then start adding stuff in post.
Didn't this game come out literally a year ago?
Yeah,
Or
they
2
kind of
years
been
ago.
they kind of been doing that with most of the Mario sports game too.
Now, the
Maybe
difference
not
is that
for,
from what
for
I
a longer
understand...
period, but you know, same thing.
Now, the difference is that from what I understand, this at least felt complete upon release, unlike some of the past Mario sports games.
No, it was lacking one of the sports that the original Wii Sports had, but to be fair, it was added with a free update rather than being DLC.
Which, to be fair, that's how Nintendo
Oh,
usually
this
has
is
been
also
adding
free
and
update,
stuff.
okay.
I mean, a lot of these major updates are free, so.
Next
Okay.
up,
Cables.
cables. Lots and lots of cables.
I don't recognize this.
Is this? Nah.
There is a
I
cell
can't
shade to
read.
it.
What kind of weird sequel to Cult of the Lamb is this?
No.
Either that or this is a bizarre prequel to Portal.
I kind of
Cult
like
of the Lamb
this,
still gets updated.
I kind of like these, not book, but sorry, but almost book illustration cell shade.
One of the updates is adding sex, apparently.
Already done.
It already exists.
Well done.
And you can also get drunk.
Beautiful. Weird. Anyway, this looks like a Metroidvania-esque sort of game.
Memories
It looks
and
very pretty.
Focus
Mio.
Entertainment.
array of cartoon classics.
Okay. Oh, the Disney stuff.
Hey, yeah, Disney Illusion Island.
I heard that game is fun.
It's basically Rayman Origins Legends, but with the more modern style of Mickey and the others, so yeah.
And it's also a Metroidvania. Made by the guys who made that Battletoads game.
Available later today.
Ah, nice.
Hello
Oh,
Kitty.
wow, Hello Kitty! Wasn't expecting that to show up. in
Oh, this is a game that
here.
already exists, I believe.
Wait, Hello
Yes.
Kitty? Wait a minute.
Hello Kitty, basically Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I was about to say, this looks like Animal Crossing.
It was a mobile game up to this point.
So there you go. If you ever wanted to play Animal Crossing but really wish it had Hello Kitty in it, this is the game for you.
Yay. Oh,
Looney
Space Jam.
Tunes Wacky World of Sports.
I feel like you're a bit late for the Space Jam party, but cool.
Also, Game Mill, my favorite.
Yeah, the look of his game kind of looks a bit bad.
Oh yes, that's a Game Mill.
Welcome to Game Mill.
And yeah,
I mean, it might be good.
Game Mill really needs to stop trying to step out of their comfort zone. They're not very good at it.
That's all, folks.
so Game Mill have now done stuff for both Warner Brothers and Disney.
A bold.
Sus.
This is why we knew about the Nintendo
Oh, yeah, the
Direct,
rolls.
because this Among Us update got leaked.
On the Epic Game Store.
Thanks, team.
No,
Hey, look,
Epic,
Tracker TD is
actually.
here.
Yeah, Team Sweeney drove her.
Oh, it sounded like you said thanks Steam.
Later today.
No.
No. I think it was just the Among Us developers.
Oh my god, an army of Welsh corgis. What the fuck?
Hello, what is this?
Roy, do you want to explain why a bunch of Welsh corgis are invading?
Yeah, Shiro, what'd you do? Why are you in this game?
I didn't do anything.
So we
Right.
got a character called 10.
Marvelous,
Not for nothing game, but that is very close to my country's term for cheese.
Okay.
Oh, it's another farming sim.
Wait, hold on. You farm...
Farm monsters.
So you grow corgis from plants.
Ha.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking of farming,
Decent frame rate. Holy shit.
Merge all of the battle buddies in your party to call forth a giant fusion summon and wreak
Like,
havoc on your
the game
foes.
as a whole seems fine, but goddamn this frame rate.
Join the rebellion to stop the Magus in
November
Farmagia.
1st.
Farmagia.
Nintendo Switch, November 1st.
That's certainly a name.
Is this Donkey Kong?
Oh,
Country?
Donkey Kong!
Kong. Is this what
Oh, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Okay.
Okay then.
Donkey
Sure.
Kong Country Returns, originally released on the Wii system.
Oh, the Stardew Valley
Alright,
cookbook.
Nintendo Switch.
At
Yay.
least we
Kong
can play
Country
the
Returns
entirety
is-
of the DKC series on Switch.
Will these actually have the more refined controls of a 3DS version?
Please, so I can play that on something that isn't cramping my hands.
Obstacles in the way? Just
I don't know what's happening with me. I can't play the 3DS anymore. Also, can we please port the Kirby games, the 3DS Kirby games?
How about a
Kid
Kid
Icarus
Icarus Uprising?
Yeah. So I can finally say that game is good.
You know, without having to break your wrists.
I honestly, if a game physically hurts me to play, I cannot say it's good.
even hitching a ride on Randy.
It's tough. It's really tough and complicated.
So, well, by that logic, by that logic, you say, oh yeah, it would be a good game, but at least Sonic 06 didn't break my wrist, or something like that.
So, Dej, does that
No,
mean...
no, but like if a game physically hurts me, I feel like I'm allowed to say it's not good.
So you find Mario Party bad then?
January 16th
January
next year.
16th.
Swings onto the Nintendo Switch system
Hey.
January 16th.
Neat.
A port of a Wii game that got transferred to 3DS with updated console coming to the Switch.
We're only 15 minutes in. Like, there's already a lot of stuff. Holy
Yes.
shit.
So
Okay,
far, so
the rest
good.
of the showcase is going to be dedicated to Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Let's go.
Dej,
Brilliant.
if that happens, it is
What's
officially
next?
your fault.
Oh,
Oh,
Zelda.
Zelda!
Nine.
The time
No.
is nigh.
Hold on,
Is
they
that
don't
like
have
we-
point here.
Is there a link between one
Oh,
and
wait, but I recognize for the bird. Are they implying this is a remake of Zelda 2? Oh, no, it's... Oh, no,
Wait,
it's Dragon Quest,
it's Dragon Quest!
Right. Oh, I
Whoopsie.
hope that rumor is true. I
What, the
so
one about
hope
the
so.
HD
The Hour
remake?
of Awakening.
Yes,
Well,
like
no,
this
it's more
is
like
the
2D
HD remake.
Journey with allies.
Yeah, apparently they're not just remaking Dragon Quest 3, they're making one and 2. I was like, oh, please be true.
Memorable encounters.
No, maybe. Okay, I can get the release on the DS, not
And
having
formidable
orchestral
monsters await.
soundtrack because DS.
Right, I do recall there being wonderings on if they were going to implement all the additions from the DS version, which apparently currently is the definitive way to play some of these Dragon Quest games.
Your own path.
Because I just found it weird that this got announced in what 2021, and we heard Lickety Squaw about it.
Square can be weird.
Well, there were some behind-the-scenes events.
Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake.
Huh, just 3 though.
November 14th.
November
2024.
14th.
November 14th.
All right.
Gonna surprise announce the other 2, or maybe it is just free for now.
Nah.
Maybe it is just free for now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because like they're standing
There
on this for
we
a
go.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Surprise.
oh yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
So
dun.
it'll be a
Please,
collection?
Ezra Trilogy.
Oh, yes.
There
Great.
we are. Oh, so
That's
it says
cool.
so separately 1 and 2 next year. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
fine. That's fine. Fair.
I get it. Free is
Is
like
this
the...
Yujiori?
Yes.
There he is.
You know, I kind of get it. Free is like the Final Fantasy VII of Dragon Quest, like the big popular one.
Actually, 5 is the problem.
Also, what was that? Okay, let me wait until the next camera angle shot.
That being said, I guess Free technically takes place before 1 and 2, doesn't it?
Also, what is that slime, orange slime flashy in that background?
It's a
Guys, looks like
super
they've seen some
slime.
shit. No, those will be the metal slimes, Jova.
No, even beyond. But yeah, no, Tia, remind me, doesn't Dragon Quest 3 take place
The timeline is a
chronologically?
bit complicated. If I recall correctly, 11 is right now the first in the chronology.
Oh, I know that 11 comes before Free, but I'm wondering, doesn't Free
3
also
comes
come...
before 1, I think. Again, you need to ask Pedro, not me.
Got it.
It's the timeline is like of the original trilogy: Free, 1, 2. Remember,
Oh,
it's back in the day.
God, no!
Oh, go pop.
Oh,
Remember, Tio, back in the
Burn
day.
No.
it! Burn it!
The first game is
Jaws.
first, the second game second, the third game's a prequel. Just look at Metal Gear Solid, Devil May Cry, the Zelda games.
I hate it here.
You know,
How do you do, fellow kids?
I
Not just that,
never...
also the way this game looks, also atrocious.
I never, ever got the appeal of Funko Pops. So like bobbleheads, but well, bobbleheads
buy
without the
Nendoroids.
bobble.
And familiar foes. Dinosaurs
They're just
from Jurassic World
ugly.
and
Okay, I guess the best thing is that this will be a gigantic crossover game. I guess.
I think the better looking characters are the ones
It's
that
just
were-
mindless.
Nintendo Switch, September 13th.
Yeah, not interested. But hey, if you're into
No.
Funko, good for
It'll be
you.
nice.
We've got a
Spooky,
short
silly, and
list of
strategic.
spooky,
Luigi's
silly,
Mansion?
and strategic games.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a montage. Hey, yeah, there we
Luigi's
go.
Mansion too.
Luigi's Mansion. I was on to it.
Anyway, here's the rest of the direct. It was fun, everybody. I gotta say,
Hold on. Give it
That's
a...
stop being funny, man.
Tricky traps, and other supernatural shenanigans. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Meet the quirky little Dempa Man.
Oh, guys, we're done with Luigi's Mansion too.
The new Denpa Man? What the hell is this?
Explore dungeons and battle monsters.
Is this like Miitopia, just with people looking at Katamaris?
Decorate your
It's
island
Pikmin
however you
Metopia.
Utopia, but you wear
Cross
a
up to 4
onesie
players
with
in
a
local co-op can team
giant
up to
head.
catch special Dempa Man.
Together,
You know,
The new Dempa
everything,
Man is free to
everyone's
play
favorite
and launches
attire.
as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch, July 22nd.
weird, trippy, but
so
nice.
I'd like to.
Oh, Metal
apologize.
Slug.
Strategize away
Yes,
in the
finally.
This is not Tactics, so it's another one.
Metal Slug Attack Reloaded.
Take control of your forces.
Honestly, this softens the blow because hearing that Tactics is part roguelike is like.
And build out your decks to
I'm
win
still
tactical
having
tussles.
trouble actually wrapping my head around what
You can
exactly the
also
roguelike
slug it out
genre
with other
even
players
is.
in online
I
battle.
hope you can play as Clark and Ralph.
Randomize the elements between, arena, enemy placement, what kind of treasure you find as a result.
Do
and you
they
have to adapt to
play?
the situation.
I also like to
Oh, is
apologize
this
for my
Darkest, yeah,
reaction.
Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, Darkest Dungeon
I also like to
2.
This is a
apologize for
turn.
my
This is a turn-based RPG where it mixes with a bit of dungeon crawling.
In regards to the roguelike thing, is it confined to 2D or 3D gameplay, or can it be either? Those it's just
It can be
randomized?
anything, because
It can be anything.
Hades is a roguelike.
To give an example, Jova, the update, the Valhalla update for God of War Ragnarok introduced a special arena that offers these roguelike elements by having randomized
More
enemies
classic
and perks
titles
when
on
you
the
get.
way.
Classic titles are on the way.
Alright, let's see
Alright.
what's coming to the expansion. But hey!
More swords!
Link to the
Hey,
past,
Dutch,
more
didn't
swords!
you ask this?
Well, how does that keep happening?
You need to start manifesting like a lot more, I think.
No, because I wanted this.
Well,
Metroid
Like, how does
congratulations.
this not get
Metroid Zero
ported yet?
Mission. Can we also get Fusion at the same time?
It's already there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
I played Zero Mission. I really like it.
Yeah.
Wait, Mature 17 plus, Are you telling me?
Perfect
Okay,
Dark. It's
Conquer
Conquer?
Bad
Oh.
Fur Day?
Conquer.
Oh, Dinosaur
Yeah,
Hunter.
This is a shooter based on a comic book, in case you don't know.
Oh, it was based off of just an IP. Okay.
And
Wait. Come on. Come on.
What the hell is
No,
that?
Perfect Dark.
It's Perfect
Perfect
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah, I told, off commentary I did told Dej that we were probably going to get this.
now with online multiplayer.
Oh, an
Because,
online multiplayer.
Microsoft has announced the new game, so I get the idea why they're also releasing this.
Today.
Also, they're doing what most people should do with older
Oh,
games
this
like
guy-
these. Make
No,
the
actually, this is
multiplayer
not this guy.
online
This is
compatible.
This is this America, but I don't think it's this guy.
But wait a minute, what about Daikatana on the N64?
You have to ask the Embracer group for that.
Join her on a journey to save her friend Ash.
Also, the PC port is probably better anyway. The Nintendo 60... Oh, it's Phantom Brave. Basically, one franchise that this America was doing rightly before this guy.
Tactical turn-based battles.
Is it the same artist?
Yes, I think so. Also, the frame rate.
Objects in various ways.
Who was responsible for, editing these videos? Because, in order to showcase this was the better performance that you could get with this version.
Well, we have to show it on the Switch, or else it'll be false advertising.
Okay. I do wonder also if they may have screwed up, because it's not unknown that sometimes the way a game looks and performs on a trailer is not representative of how it actually will perform or look on the actual console, so could have been a hiccup in the editing too. That, or again, they're really banking on the Switch's successor being backwards compatible and basically improving the
Street
performance.
Fighter.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh no, it's
Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
It's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Wait, hold on. Marvel superheroes. Street Fighter.
Marvel vs.
No, it's a collection!
Oh, snap!
This
There's
got revealed
Marvel
earlier
vs.
in the
Capcom
Japanese
2.
direct when I looked on Twitter. It's like, oh no, why?
Cool. And also the Punisher beat him up!
Whoa! That is pretty awesome.
Not the PS2 game where you could throw people into the
That was
toilet.
not made by Capcom.
Can you imagine how insane it would have been if they included Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well in the mix?
Well, this is supposed to be more classic, so I get it.
Yeah.
Plus, X-Men 97 came
Also,
out.
concept art was cool.
Neat.
Soundtrack, of course.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
When?
Okay.
Arcade classics.
Oh, this year. Okay.
Oh, we'll find out more at EVO then.
Winter, probably.
I'm
Oh,
buying.
My
another
comic.
Mario title?
Welcome to a bigger
Mario Party.
Ah, there we go. A new way to
Time to
wreck
ruin more
friendships.
friendships.
Takes place on an enormous island resort.
Oh look, Bowser's playable, so Terrence will buy it automatically.
Mario Party minigames
Bowser
yet
sim.
in Super Mario Party
Jamboree. Okay.
Wait.
First,
Rhythm
see some of the
games,
new boards
maybe?
where you'll compete to collect the most stars. Take the
Skate
escalators
game
to travel
stage.
between floors
That
in
was the
Rainbow
first.
Galleria.
Uh,
Use in-game coins
Cute.
to get a star at half price
Wait,
when they're on
they have
flash
flash
sale.
sales on
But
stars
act
now.
fast.
I guess it's for an interesting
Around and stay
gimmick.
on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new Turbo
Oh, Jesus
Dice
Christ.
Item, you can move up to 40 spaces with a lucky roll.
Zoom.
Here on
Cute.
Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and flow of the tide can change your path. And things really get mixed up when the volcano
I
blows
so
its
look
top.
forward to the game finding many ways to
Along with
screw me
5
out of a
new game
hard-earned
boards,
victory.
2 boards from previous
Plus, I got
models
2 older
Mario-
ones.
make their
Hey,
return.
Westernland!
Yeah, these older stages should have been in Mario Party Superstars. I'm sorry.
I get it, yeah, maybe they're here because of fan complaint.
And
It's
some are
so
controlled by gently
baffling that
shaking or
that
tilting
game
your
could have
joy-con
made
controller.
an entire bank with DLC boards.
The big question is, will these have online or not?
Yes, it will.
Also,
My
Because
Joy-Cons
the
already
previous
tilt
suit had
themselves,
online.
Nintendo.
Oh, I'm checking here right
Up
now.
to
that
20
yes,
players.
on the bottom, yes.
Boy, this is gonna be chaos.
Wait, isn't this from Mario Party 8?
try your best to come out on top.
20 players? That's gonna be like 5 hours.
I can already imagine content creators building the shit out of this, and I'm all for it.
Biggest
Yes.
Mario Party yet will soon be underway. When the
October
Super Mario Party
17.
Jamboree
Oh, this,
Okay.
my god, October is already really crowded on its own.
October
Like,
is going to
Have
murder
fun
so many
competing with
wallets.
Sonic, I guess.
We can't print money.
Installment in the Mario Party series.
You can.
Super
It's
Mario
just
Party
illegal.
Jamboree. With new boards,
That's why you can't.
mini games, 20-player online gameplay, and more. Get ready for the biggest Mario Party in series history. And now, please take a look at this.
Okay.
Alright, what's next?
What?
Is it critical surprising?
Eh? Wait, oh, a new Zelda game.
Link,
Wait,
Ah.
it's in the same style as
It's a-
Link's
oh, it's a
Awakening, I
top-down
think.
yeah, it's still
Yeah.
the same time of the
Another
Link's
remake,
Awakening
then?
remake. This is a remake of the first game.
Oh
A
my
Link to the Past?
god. No, the first game.
Or oh wait,
I
oh
wonder.
That is classic Ganon. You can still play tennis with him, I guess.
Although weird that they'd start off by showing the Ganon fight.
Maybe it's an entire new game and that is how the beginning works. Yeah, this seems different from all these Zelda games.
Oh snap.
And Link died.
Believe it or
Wait,
not,
is
not
this
as...
a game where you actually play as Zelda?
What? No. Oh snap.
What?
Oh.
finally a game everyone has been asking for.
So you mean The
when
Legend
I'm
of
getting the
Zelda?
Metroid game where you play, okay, to be fair, the joke about Metroid game where you play as a Metroid, is a bit redundant at this point.
Wait, I
Yeah,
wonder.
that was been a thing since Fusion.
I wonder, is the idea that this is what happens?
Legend of Zelda.
Right.
Echoes of Wisdom.
I wonder if the idea is that this happens right after the events of the first game.
I'm A.G. Aonuma.
No, remember, what happens at the events of the first game is the Adventure of Link, where Zelda gets poisoned and the servants of Ganon want him to come back.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, let's imagine this happens like immediately right after the events of the first game, in between.
Now,
That's in
it's
the
up to
second.
Princess Zelda to step into the protagonist role. You might be thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then? Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective.
I really like
To
his
explain
hair.
more, please take a look at this video.
Well groomed.
Well, let's see how it actually plays.
Alright. Alright. Stolen away.
Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts.
Will we get a Hyrule management system where we actually rule the kingdom?
Now alone, Zelda meets the fairy Tri. Receives a
Bye.
mysterious
This is the
staff
villain,
called
isn't
the
it, in
Tri-Rod,
disguise?
and sets off on a journey across
Usually when it comes to
Hyrule
Zelda, I
save
believe it's
her
usually like a twin villain version of
By
that,
waving the
or
Tri-Rod
something
at
associated
a
with that,
table she
rather
found,
than being the
Zelda
twist
learned
villain.
how to create
And
an
yet, we still have yet to see
called
Navi's
an
evil
echo.
twin sister.
Once you learn an echo
Well,
of something,
she
you
had a
can
sort of an evil
recreate it
twin brother
whenever
job in the
you
form of
like.
Gira.
Even if there's a wall blocking your path, you can create
I
echoes
guess.
of tables to get a leg up. Just like that. You can create wooden boxes.
Oh, this sounds like...
Old beds.
Oh, wait,
and
Zelda could
unusual
create wooden
things
boxes?
like
That's
water
just gonna be Crash
How
Bandicoot's
you
new
use them
best mate.
separately or together
It's basically
is
a
entirely up to
platformer
you.
where you actually regulate
Learn and
the
create echoes of
the
things you
environment.
find while exploring Hyrule.
So, Zelda, since you're the
You might be
ruler,
surprised
you don't
at
have
what
to
you
pay
discover.
people for items, I presume. Oh, you can literally make beds as platforms, too.
It's crafting with a purpose, huh?
Battles will look different. you could pick up and throw.
Sorry, Zelda. Not enough rubies.
No!
You're gonna have to kill a couple more Koreas to get that.
Damn, Zelda's been hitting the gym. I mean, granted, we know that she is Sheikah in secret, but still.
Oh, you can create copies of the enemies, you know, to attack.
That's funny.
I like this.
Based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all.
Heh. Oh, you can make a piranha plant. This looks cute.
Assuming she has magical powers, that explains why she doesn't just turn into goo over lava.
Is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that?
Pretty
I
good.
hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels
Oh, we
Princess
still got
Zelda's
at least
wisdom.
10 minutes
There are
left.
a lot of echoes in this game. To be
The
honest,
pace has
I
been
haven't counted
phenomenal
them
for
yet.
this show.
A lot of
How
good
you solve
stuff.
puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've
That's
created
right,
a
guys.
game
We
where
got
each player's
Metroid
experience
4.
will be different.
Metroid for Game Boy Advance.
The Legend of
September
Zelda
20.
Echoes of
September?
Wisdom.
Wow. That's actually pretty close.
I guess they
Nintendo's
figured
Switch
October
Lite
is going to be
system inspired by
stockful
the Legend
already,
of
and of
Zelda
course,
series
Hyrule
will
Edition of the
also be
Switch
available
Lite.
at launch. We hope you're looking
Well,
forward
maybe
to
That's a nice looking
December.
Switch.
in this
A
new
Christmas
adventure.
release probably would have fit better,
Now,
but
I'd like to return this moment I'd stolen away.
Ha
back to
ha!
Mr.
Very
Takahashi.
funny, Onuma. Go away.
Thank you, Mr. Aonuma.
Alright, so Zelda's finally going to have her own
Newest
shot.
entry in the Legend of Zelda series.
And she doesn't have to fight with her own quote-unquote emotions.
Heh,
Oh, great! Just
Just
Dance.
Dance.
This was mysteriously absent from the Ubisoft Forward.
No, it
so-
was in the pre-show, Dej.
Yeah.
Is this
Well,
the
you know
exact...
these games sell.
was that the
Just
exact
Dance
same show they showed for
2025.
the pre-show, Tio?
I don't remember. That one showcased the VR version, but I think it's still the same game.
Yep, that sure looks like a Just Dance
Green Day
game.
song. Wow, Satan's the hard coach.
I will say, this is quite possibly one of the longest times I've seen anyone dedicate this much time to Just Dance.
It's mostly because it has small new features like the selected difficulty and the promotion with Ubisoft Plus.
Daring, aren't we? Next.
I mean, these games aren't for me,
Oh,
but
there's
like
a-
they're popular, so you know.
Lego Horizon, which was showcased.
This is still
PlayStation
insane.
forwarding.
PlayStation. My god. Publishing a game that came to Switch. Now, the main theory I've heard and kind of agree with is like, Lego did not want to miss out on the Switch market given how well Lego games sell on Nintendo, so my guess
Also,
is
there are
that-
rumors floating around that Sony, the company above, is particularly not happy with the PS5, actually, you know, selling in general.
I hear
so they're
it's-
kind of breathing a bit from their neck.
I've heard it's been selling well, but not good enough. That's also part
No,
of why
the
we've been
attach
getting
rate to the
PC
PS5
ports.
is basically nearly 1-to-1 as the PS4. The problem is, games are taking too long to
And
make.
cost a lot. Seriously, 350 million for Spider-Man 2. Holy shit.
Apparently, a third of that
I've said it
was just for
before.
the licensing.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Part of the issue is them really trying to ramp up the graphics a
Oh,
little too much.
Stray.
Oh, Stray! Speaking of games
Now
coming...
Shiroi can play Stray on the go
Speaking
if
of
she ever
games-
leaves her house.
Speaking of games coming from
I do leave
competitors
my
to the
house,
Switch-
Oh, of
actually.
course we had to show this scene for the trailer.
How
Why?
dare you? How dare-
Oh boy.
Long live the king.
I mean, this scene is very early on, to be fair. Like it's, but also fuck you anyway.
Cyber City through the eyes of a cat.
It definitely-
Anyway, this bias aside, this game is actually really good. So
It definitely looks a bit more rough being a conversion for the Switch, but again, if you really want to play it on the go and you don't have a Steam Deck, I guess you might as well do this.
And stealthily squeeze into tight spaces.
Hang in there,
Think
kitty.
like a cat to make
Literally.
your way through the city.
this game might be a bit too like dark for me to play on the go, like on a small screen.
Including hordes of hostile
I think the
brightness
settings
turned on.
might help.
exploring to venture into more areas of this unfamiliar world. And
Sure,
make
do you
your
have the
way
brightness
back
turned
to
on to max when
safety.
you play on Switch games undocked?
Stray.
I have the brightness set to max.
This holiday.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I kind of
Next,
have to.
Hobbit.
Oh, this is a Lord of the Rings spin-off game that like I think we showcased in the we mentioned it in the past. It's basically not Animal Crossing, but essentially more cozy, life simulator in the Shire.
Or The Sims.
Decorate your home. and
Kinda,
settle into
sorta.
life in the Shire. As a newcomer to the little haven of Bywater, you'll befriend your neighbors, work together to solve problems, and even share a meal. Or three.
Together you can now be a dick to foreigners in the Shire.
The best way
Except
to build a loving
Gandalf.
community is by hosting a dinner
Hey.
party.
Apparently he gets a pass.
I know that there are.
I mean, he's called a
Trade with
disturber
your
of the
neighbors for
peace, but
unique
other than that,
decorations or special ingredients
I
for
mean,
even
hey, you
tastier
know, I know
meals.
that there's a lot of important stuff
Friendly
going on, but
hobbits
the
and
real
familiar
questions
faces
are,
await your arrival
whoa, oh
when
my god, Anime
Tales of the Shire
Ganondorf.
launches
I mean,
on the
sorry,
Nintendo Switch
Gandalf.
system this
Anime
holiday.
Gandalf.
oh hello.
Oi,
There it is!
Oh my god!
Is it just two? But are they having two,
Oh my
or is it
God!
just
Yes,
one?
Hold on.
it's a collection that it's both of them.
Finally,
Oh my
Jova
God,
Can
yeah.
finally stop acting like Capcom
Jova,
abandoned
okay,
them.
question, Jova.
They
Are
broke that.
they using the terms of the fan translations?
I
doubt it.
haven't gotten a look at it, which is kind of a shame. Also, yeah, it's another re-release dead, so not quite yet, but still.
The other chat I'm looking at
I mean,
is
at the
losing
very
it
least,
right now.
mind you,
I know you're still salty that
Yes,
it took them
yes,
this
yes,
long.
yes,
You
yes.
can go
There's
between
investigations
HD
too.
or
Oh, and you can even change to the pixel art.
Mind you, this is technically the last games that to be released, so after this, they have to make a new game.
That means
They
people get
really
to see
have
Gumshoe
to.
again!
They really have to.
Yay!
As you uncover the truth at any cost. Ace Attorney
Oh my-
September this year.
Like I said,
Okay, I haven't played the Apollo trilogy yet, even though it's not really his, but I'll pre-order this. Like, please, hand it over.
okay, I
What is
will.
this?
What's this?
Wait, is this that?
This is the game done by the Danganronpa artist.
Is it the crossover that they have with the Zero Escape
I think so.
peoples?
I think so.
Because I think they talked about it on Twitter before.
Also, they actually hand drew the sprites because, again, learning from how bad the original
Well,
Ace
even so,
Attorney
Jova,
HD trilogy was.
a showcase, Jova, you can even reset it to the original pixel art.
Yes. But it looks like for the newer sprites, they're at least hand drawing these so that, you know, they look on point. But yeah, my one worry is that the official translation of Investigations 2 won't live up to the fan localization of Investigations 2, which, holy cow, for all this time has more or less been even some of the English names for characters that people have adopted, so hopefully it holds up. Man, part of me
Like,
almost...
how we wouldn't be able to hold up, Jova. Like,
I mean, again, if some of the translation ain't as good, essentially, part of me does wish that we had gotten to Investigations 2 earlier, so, wow.
They said the D word.
Despair.
Cute.
Yeah.
The Last
Next year.
Defense Academy.
Crossover.
What?
That's
I
fun.
can't quite read that one.
next.
Embark on a
Saga! Oh, is this Romancing Saga 2? I thought...
Yeah, it's a full
Oh,
remake.
it's a remake of Romancing Saga 2. Okay.
Very nice.
But that's kind of ambitious considering how much you have to do with the game. Basically, Romancing Saga 2, being an RPG, also combines Kingdom Generations, Kingdom Simulator, and spans across a couple of generations.
There's an option to just abdicate the throne while you
Yes,
get game over.
No, because the game spans across a couple of decades, and you have to switch between a couple of monarchs over Sin Kingdom with the goal of basically defeating the 7 heroes, figures that were supposed to vanquish evil in the past, but then got corrupted as a result. with a couple of twists in between. So it's all about how you manage to handle your kingdom, how and when you will defeat the 7 heroes, because yes, you can choose potentially the order in which you want to do, you know, and if you manage to survive in all of this, that is. But I wasn't expecting this, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, the Rising Saga 2 got a very decent port already. Like, having a remake of this seems almost superfluous, but sure, I'll take it.
As for me, I saw the leak regarding Ace Attorney, so, you know, there's that thing.
So, one more thing.
I wonder what they could have as a... What could they have as a big finale?
Either Metroid Prime 4 or Star Fox, something like that.
Metroid.
In development.
Or could it?
Alright, what is it?
Here we go.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Cosmic Gear 20X.
Oh, wait, could this...
Galactic Federation,
it's
yeah,
Metroid.
it's Metroid
4. It's happening.
Maybe it's Metroid Prime 2 Remaster.
Or maybe it's a Fusion remake.
Wait. That's
No,
shit.
this is on a planet and not on... Well, okay, to be fair, no, it's on the planet. It starts on the planet with Samus getting infected by the X-Parasite, so...
It does look like a different spaceship,
that's not
though.
her. That's not her shit.
Wait.
That's not the
that is Prime. There we go.
Is it Prime 2 or Prime 4, though?
This does feel like Prime 4. I don't remember Prime 2 starting like this.
I'm not familiar with Prime 2.
Prime 2 focuses on is a sort of an intermediary title where Samus has to, you know, go into a parallel dimension, not an alternate universe, but, you know, a plane of existence that is parallel, and save essentially a species that's getting corrupt. All the while, Dark Samus tries to continue to infect the world.
Dark Samus is coming.
Of course, the space pirates are doing stupid shit again.
So, guys, working on that project to resurrect Ridley yet again.
Like,
whoa, hold on.
Is that Silux? Finally, Silux is doing something. Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
Finally, after being teased in Federation
Beyond.
When?
Next year.
Tomorrow.
Why is Silax working with the pirates, though?
Silux did stole a Metroid at the end of Federation Force, so we know that he has his own agenda.
True.
2025.
Oh, next year. Well, again, fair enough. Again, it probably will be a launch title for the new console.
Wow.
It will be act like Breath of the Wild as a, you know, in-between generation thing.
First look at Metroid Prime 4.
It lives.
It lives!
Yay! You finally
For
have
7
like a
years.
window for it. Congratulations! Meanwhile, Silk Song fans are still crying in a corner.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they resurrect Ridley once again.
I hope they don't. To be fair, if it's set after Prime 3 Drova, it's still Omega Ridley just recuperating, so it probably is gonna be a middle phase between that and the state it is in the remake of Samus Returns.
Wait, did they ever confirm when Prime 4 takes place on the timeline?
Well, if it's connected to the Prime 3 franchise, you know, it should be attached to that.
I mean, you'd be... Wait, hold on, but didn't Federation Force take place after,
Well, we'll have to see. Final thoughts, Dwaves?
Yeah, that was okay. Aside from the really bad-looking licensed cat that we saw, the rest of the direct was really solid overall. My favorite announcements were the announcement of the Ace Attorney Investigations remaster. Well, it's a remaster. You can also play it with the pixel graphics if you want. Well, I've been interested in Metroid Prime, but I'm gonna wait until they maybe release the Prime games on the Switch for as a compilation or something. But 4 looks like a lot of fun, and the additions to the Switch Online look really fun as well. And I also love how they make a dedicated adults-only Nintendo 64 bits. But again, if they don't release Daikatana on there, it's going to be ruined forever.
Clips, the 64 Nintendo 64 port of Daikatana is easily the worst version of the game you can play. Might as well just instead release the Game Boy Color version, which is actually more competently made.
But overall, I think this direct was very fun. They managed to cram a lot into 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe a bit longer than 40 minutes, but still. And it was paced really well. And with a lot of announcements that didn't overstay their welcome, again, aside from the really bad looking license stuff. But yeah, overall it was really solid, and I'm looking forward to quite a lot of these games. Although I'm assuming a lot of the third party ones are coming to PlayStation as well.
Multiplat, most likely, yes.
Yes, and I mean, Ace Attorney Investigations is probably going to be on PlayStation at some point.
And Steam as well. Again, all the other ports have been multiplat in general. Probably not Xbox, because that has been, inconsistent.
Oh yeah, Xbox got skipped over by Great Ace Attorney.
Yeah, Great Ace Attorney, not on Xbox, it isn't.
Again, once again, we have pretty good timing with these things, but I am sad that we didn't get to do the fan localization of Ace Attorney Investigations 2 before this, so that then we could properly compare. Although, then again, if the translations are similar enough, it might have been, I guess, a bit repetitive, doing one version of the plot and then another.
We'll have to wait for because normally they talk about the localization of the games before they come out. Like with the Great Ace Attorney and how they had the game's voices done in the UK and so on. Again, well, we'll see. I've got faith in Janet Sue, assuming she's doing the localization. But yeah, overall, this is a lot of fun.
Shiri?
All right. Great direct. A lot going on here. Nintendo tends to be the most varied of these, but oh boy, Mario Party, I do like some of those, so I might get this. The only problem with Mario Party games is that we kind of just drop them, fairly quickly, so I'll have to think about it. The highlight is the investigations games, at least for me, because I've never played those. I only know a couple of things here and there. They're probably the Ace Attorney games I know the least about, so that'll be fun to actually experience those, mostly unaware of everything. Because even 5 and 6 I know enough about, so yeah, it would be nice to actually play these. I feel like with each of these re-releases, they've taken on the complaints from the others reasonably well, because I know the Apollo trilogy looks better than the original trilogy, and now giving people the option to switch between the old look and the new look, it's good. I feel like that's a good direction for that. Metroid fans finally getting their win. Congratulations, you've waited a while. So what else? Oh yeah, Zelda game, where you actually play as Zelda. I've seen people joking that they should call it Link instead. So Mario and Luigi game, yes, because those were always the ones I gravitated to a bit more compared to the Paper Mario stuff, so that's great. I don't know, I feel like that's all I can talk about specifically from this. Really good direct, all in all. Yeah.
Right, Dej.
Man, that's it? No Smash?
Shush.
That was a really good direct. I didn't have much expectations for it, but dang, I was basically getting everything I wanted. A new Mario and Luigi, new that Marvel vs. Capcom collection I've been asking for years. Let's see. Mario Party looks cool, but I'm just like, man, I wish Superstars just got updates. I would have been satisfied. Four Swords is on NSO, so thank God. Look, I'm laughing at the fact that there's a first-party PlayStation IP at a Nintendo Direct. Yeah, what else? The new Zelda game looks cool. It's good to see original top-down Zelda game again. Perfect, Arc. Look, I can finally play that, so that's great. All right, Prime 4. I'm happy that everyone has waited long enough. Because remember, the game had to restart development back in 2019, since there was the original developers who were making it weren't doing a good job. So
now Retro is doing it again.
And then Retro was developing Prime 1 HD at the same time as this, on top of development during the pandemic. So I get why it was taking so long. I'm still expecting this to be a cross-platform.
Most likely.
Yeah. And Dragon Quest HD 2D. The fact that we're getting your whole trilogy is good. What else? All right, Investigations 2. Thank God.
I take it
I
you
can
never
finally
played
play
the fan
these games
translation?
because I was like, I should play these. But I was like, I don't want to play Investigations on my iPad, even though that's how I played all 6 games.
And I'm guessing you never did the fan translation.
Nope.
Well, you know...
I was being...
Yes?
I was specifically saying... I was like, no, I'm not gonna play it. I know they're gonna port it eventually. They have to.
Yeah, me, Jova, and Pedro were actually discussing this the other week, knowing that it was probably going to be mentioned.
Yeah. And when it...
So, being patient paid off. I just figured it's because, well, the first game didn't do so hot, so they figured, yeah, let's not port the rest.
Apparently
let's not port the other one.
Apparently the main reason turned out to be copyright BS stuff, hence why the name is Herlock Sholmes over now.
No, well, that was for the
Deji was talking about the investigation, and from what I remember, the second game the excuse used for investigations too was about the fact that the DS was basically at the end of its cycle or something.
Though let's be honest, everyone saw through that. Like, sadly, yeah, Investigation. It's weird. Apollo Justice was the highest selling Ace Attorney game at the time of its release. Conversely, Investigations was one of the sadly weaker selling ones. Has some reasons for that, but that's better covered in an actual commentary. But it is still a massive shame it never came. And now, it's coming over here. Physically, too, I believe.
Isn't it crazy that, despite the fact that this is the last year of the Switch's life, we're basically getting a whole bunch of stuff?
I think this definitely leads credence to the idea that the successor console is going to be backwards compatible and possibly even enhance performance, sort of like the PS5 to the PS4. Because otherwise, it feels like a lot of these would be stuff you want to save. Now, granted, Ace Attorney is going to be easy to port anyway, so that I can get. But, you know, a lot of these other games definitely seem like very major installments that you would normally want to save, but these can help keep them well afloat financially for the year. And again, assuming the next... Yes?
Well, I just realized something about the new Mario and Luigi game.
What?
There's no Starlo.
Oh, don't jinx it, Dad. She might be showing up outside.
They did showcase the equivalent of Starlove, you know, instead. Yes. So
you know,
maybe
we're free.
You know, that's really that's the sad thing about Starlove. When she started off, she was actually good and well
I'll still take her over Kirsty. Sorry.
Huh?
I'll still take her over Kirsty, the one from Sticker Star.
Hey, you know what Kirsty did? Die. So
except not really, but again, we're getting off track. Go on, Edge.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. I knew Mario and Luigi was coming back. Like I kept telling you it's gonna happen. It was just like, oh, it's this year instead of next year. Because I figured, like, okay, Last year, it would have been Paper Mario RPG's time to shine. This year, or it would have been Paper Mario's time to shine. The following year, Mario and Luigi. It's like, okay, cool, it's coming back. Also, the previous year was Mario plus Rabbids. So all 4 RPG fans are eating well.
All right, you're done, Dej.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, 2 things. The Among Us stuff, technically, that wasn't leaked exactly because it was in a roadmap post on Steam a long time ago. They never said what the new roles were, but they said they would be coming. So technically, not 100% a leak. And also the other thing that's likely the game that's been teased for a long time now, the collab between the DL team and the Zero Escape team. I like both of those series, so yeah, this is cool too.
Okay, Shuri, just to elaborate, in regards to the Among Us thing, it wasn't so much Among Us leaking itself, it was the fact that the release date got shown on the Epic Game Store, which is what led people to
I
find
thought you
out
meant like
that-
the whole thing. Okay.
No, we're talking about how Among Us was used to indirectly leak the date of the Nintendo Direct, which people were hungry
because they
for.
took down the video that had that
I
covered
see.
the update.
It's a classic Streisand effect. When you take down that stuff, that more or less confirms that it is real.
Huh.
True, but yeah. Okay, yeah, my final thoughts. This was a great Direct. Easily best part of Summer Games Fest. Which, not too much a surprise. Not just because it's Nintendo, but because, they have, once again, a good sense of variety. Stuff for multiple tons of people, essentially, while having different bouts of shading, brightness, color, and all that jazz. They started out the gate pretty stellar with a new Mario and Luigi title. Like, Mario and Luigi was a series that has been mourned ever since the death of Alpha Dream, so it's great to see it back, and bonus points if they are having ex-Alpha Dream members work on that title. Looks like
we're most likely are because they did end up working for Nintendo, so...
Again, I think Nintendo are like the best of the big 3 when it comes to acquiring and, properly using their acquisitions overall.
They don't like acquiring studios. They like poaching talent.
Mm-hmm. They only really buy studios when they're absolutely set. Like, shoot, there was that one studio that was practically second party already, to the point where it was more a shock that they finally bought them, because everyone was thinking, what took you so long at this point? But yeah, no, Next Level Games were a pretty good purchase in that regard. But yeah, no, Mario and Luigi are back in a new venture. I dig it. We got some re-releases, remasters, and all that. It's nice that we have all the Donkey Kong Country games to play on one console. Speaking of having all games to play on one console, Ace Attorney now is pretty much more or less fully available in English now. Like, just a few years ago, this seemed like a pipe dream due to the great Ace Attorney games, and of course Investigations 2. Investigations 2 I wasn't as sore on because it had a stellar fan localization, which, I'm going to miss a lot of the names they came up with for the characters, and as well as some of the jokes in the fan localization. But, I guess it will hopefully be a small price to pay for this finally getting the coverage that it deserves, because, for all his flaws, Yamazaki did make one of the best Ace Attorney games in Investigations 2. But, I think the only Ace Attorney game not available on modern stuff, not counting extremely niche stuff like that,
is the crossover.
Yes, the crossover. Not counting...
And that requires a bit more finesse because, remember, it involves also level 5 consent, which from what I understand, they seem to be pretty chill about it, but also the fact that the translation in English and the rest of European languages was done by Nintendo of Europe, meaning that, if it's not on the Switch, only on the Switch, it will have to be retranslated, and it might be a mess. So.
I do wonder, this is just something I have noticed regarding Capcom. Inafune works for level 5 now, so I do wonder if Capcom and level 5 are willing to work together because of that elephant in the room. It's kind of a similar situation as to why SNK and Capcom didn't work together until Ono left the company.
I mean, they can just lock him in the closet until meetings are over.
There is a possibility of that.
We
Also,
don't talk about him.
Also, aside from mobile, has Layton shown up on anything other than a Nintendo console?
No, we were discussing this another time that drove up with also Pedro, but no. The only other platforms in Layton showed up was only for mobile.
So this probably would be a Nintendo exclusive, I presume, if the crossover were re-released. But all that said, though, again, it's also stunning that Capcom finally had the confidence to actually release this stuff physically overseas as well, too. Like, again, holy cow, for a good chunk of time, heck, almost a decade, it seemed like we were gonna have to settle for getting Ace Attorney overseas digitally or whatnot, but shoot. Now you can pretty much get them all physically, and in English, too. It truly is stunning, and yeah, definitely was the highlight for me. Also, I love how Capcom are once again acknowledging that, yes, we want to do better than those crappy HD graphics from the original Ace Attorney HD trilogy. Because, goddamn, like, they even showcase how it looks. Granted, I'll still need to have a further analysis to see if it really carries through, but, you know, again, could hold out, could be good. And now, after this, Capcom really can finally get on to making a new Ace Attorney game, because holy cow, it has been nearly a decade since the last new one. And heck, even closer since the last new one released in America, essentially. Unless we're counting the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but technically re-releases in that regard. Still, though, much better standing than before. And speaking of Capcom, the Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. Again, I don't know if we'll be seeing a return of the Marvel series anytime soon, but still, this is a pretty good collection. I get it that they're sticking to the Uber classics, even though I'd argue Ultimate is old enough to warrant a place in this collection.
It's more like I feel like they'd rather re-release Free on its own separately because
these are sprite based, so they're easier to convert than 3D models.
It's a similar reason why the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection didn't have 4 in it.
Also, this is also slightly important because some of these games, unlike Ultimate, are not being re-released in a very long while. Particularly, for example, the Punisher beat-em-up game. I don't think it was ever re-released.
Nope.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's pretty important.
This will be a good source of more commentaries from us as well. That's the new Zelda game. Actually starring Zelda. That was a nice surprise. Funnily enough, it's done in the style of the Link's Awakening remake, which makes me wonder, was that their cheeky way of saying, hey, it's a Link's Awakening sequel, played as Zelda, to add into the irony of the swap
Also, working smart by recycling assets.
Potentially, yeah. Also, that would be cheeky, though, if they're doing a joke that, oh, the game actually named after Link has a sequel where you play as Zelda. Cool stuff. But yeah, no, the Zelda game, all jokes aside, looks pretty cool. It's a usage of magic and whatnot mixed in with some of the classic gameplay of Zelda. But yeah, essentially, it's a thing that the fans have asked for, which was definitely a running theme of this Direct, you know, giving the people what they want. Shock of all shocks, that will garner praise, imagine. The new Mario Party game looks good. I am so happy that Western Land is back. Let it please stay back. Yeah, there was some filler stuff here. Definitely, you know, kind of like the, you know, like, the shovelware titles are just, you know, the titles definitely made for the more calm and casual gamers, you know, nothing inherently wrong with that. The NES World Championship thing looks nice. Metroid Prime 4, confirmed to be alive. Like, even with these things that take a while, Nintendo have a good track record of coming through with them. First was Bayonetta 3, and now is finally Metroid Prime 4 coming. We still don't know entirely where it takes place on the timeline, but it looks like we are finally following up on Silex, which, yeah, given that the last time we saw him was Federation Force, it's good to see that he made it from rehab. And I think
I'm genuinely surprised they weren't like, hey, let's port Federation Force to Switch.
I mean, for a small titles, I guess, it wouldn't harm at this point. But again, having priorities like this probably work for the better.
I could see maybe Federation Force being added as like a side mode in one of the Metroid re-releases, because I don't know if I can even say Federation Force really holds up as its own game. I mean, maybe for the time it did, but, nowadays... Oh, do you think they'll add a little recap of the events of that in case people don't know who Silex is?
The plot in that game was not too important. Remember, what Silex did was... The one important stuff that Silex did was just in a post-credit scene. That was basically what the game was worth at the time.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No. Stellar Direct. Absolutely stellar. It felt like there was plenty for everyone, essentially. The Dragon Quest trilogy also is pretty cool. I'm not as big on Dragon Quest, but I do know that this is going to be a big deal, especially since it's a trilogy centered around the title character, Erdrick, who is a big deal in the Dragon Quest community and the timeline as it is. Yeah, no, I think that's
Can we
about
talk about Sakaguchi's game?
Fantasia, and I was going to.
It looks good. Okay. And again, he's back. Okay, he may not be like all back at Square Enix, but it is funny to see him once again receiving publishing under the Square Enix name. It's like the two lost lovers finally reuniting.
I was checking just to be sure, and yes, the original version was self-published. So in this case, it's just the console version that is actually published by Square Enix.
I wonder if Square like, hey, do you think you could lend us some of your characters?
Again,
or a
to be fair, it's not a case where the Sakaguchi had animosity towards Square. He quit the company realizing how he fucked up with the Spirits Within. So it wasn't even a case of, they buried the asset or anything. They were just, going their own separate ways. So it's kind of nice to see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, overall, this Direct did what, a game showcase should do. It fed several fan bases in several ways and didn't feel like it was just catering to one particular genre too much, to the point where, again, even stuff that I'm not the most invested in, I could legit be happy for, because, yeah, no, it all came together. The pacing was on point, the releases and reveals were there, and yes, I full-heartedly enjoyed it. Well done, Nintendo. Well done.
Alright, before I go, Drova, because I don't know nothing about Investigations 2, one of the screenshots already showcased one of the characters from Investigations 2 that has a name that's apparently different than in the original. So apparently a guy that in the fan translation was called Sebastian the Best.
Yes!
What in this case is called Eustace Winner.
Oh.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I've already seen people crying about that.
Also, apparently they changed the name
Justine
Raymond
Court,
Shields from...
And Justine Court is called Verity Gravel.
I'll mention this in a second, but let me start from the beginning. No, this Direct was very solid and had, pretty much everything for everyone. I was speculating if Kirby was going to show up, because those usually tend to be more barrage in terms of games, but I guess they want to take a break for the time being. Maybe we'll see more by the end of the year, whatever announcement they make. Usually there's I don't think we're going to get a Direct in September, but usually it does happen, but it feels too early at this point, considering this one. So probably something like, say, December, if it's not attached to the Game Awards, if not January next year. No, this was, again, solid. The return of Mario and Luigi, I was not expecting that because I thought, okay, after you have to remember the remake of Bowser Inside Story, which is already based on possibly one of the best of the RPGs that they did and was successful, was one of the very few Mario games that actively bombed. Like that's how big of a significance that was, and why Alpha Dream closed out. It wasn't just
I can go into details to why Alpha Dream closed down.
They
ever since Bowser's Inside Story, when transitioning to 3D with
they had struggle.
Yeah, because they are a small company.
Oh, so it's just like with Game Freak and Pokemon. Good to know.
No, Alpha Dream is much smaller than Game Freak.
Well, but it kind of still had the same problem. Probably would have been resolved by just sticking to 2D.
Yeah, but, so and like they had troubles translating to 3D because from what I'm looking up, Dream Team was a nightmare to work on, and like Paper Jam, that's just an asset reuse. Same thing with the other remakes. It's like you're just reusing assets from those games, which is why I was like, these didn't cost that much to make. However,
was just awful. Sorry.
Yeah, to me, it's the most creatively bankrupt Mario game of all time.
God, I really need to replay Paper Jam. I don't remember it much.
I just want to point this out. They were hiring staff to work on a PS4 game, and again, because they have no transition into working on HD, that's why they went under, because they suffered this effect that many developers did when the shift to HD was new.
Okay. But still, I'm glad that he's actually back. We'll see actually how this turns out. But the trailer made a very good point in showcasing on focusing on, new characters, new allies, and new villains, but still also presenting that, yes, Bowser is in this despite everything. So we'll see how that plays out. So I'm actually kind of glad for that. They kind of knew what they were doing. Anyway, the NES World Championship. Okay, it's okay. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I kind of would have been more interested in, in NES remix. But again, this seems, a milestone as well. So, and I can imagine, there will actually will be, IRL events attached to this. So, good on them. Next up is Fairy Tail 2. Let me use this to dump in all of some of the minor titles, because there was the one major problem with Direct with a lot of titles which do feel definitely ports. It really feels like they're made with with dirty toilet paper, if you ask me, because they look like trash and they run like trash as well. Like the best of them probably will Stray, and even then, like he said, it did look a bit too dragged. Like I don't know if it's really worth it just for the sake of wanting to play these on the go. Maybe, hopefully, if the Switch successor console can be compatible, these titles can actually work with a better resolution and and frame rate similar to what the PS4 titles do with PS5. So maybe it's a case of, waiting until then, hopefully. But right now, I wouldn't be too convinced, personally. So, no. Fantasian, finally. I want to see if this is not just a Switch, but also multiplat. But, I'm very happy about this, and the fact that Sakaguchi's team is finally having a new release after so long. Because after the last story, we were stuck with a mobile title called not Terranigma, but something similar, Wars of Terror or something. But it was essentially a set of mobile titles that did not have as much success as they wanted. They even had a crossover event themed in Final Fantasy 15, actually. But this one actually looked good already when it was left for arcade, and it's probably going to be fun when it actually gets released. In terms of which ports having an update based on basketball, nothing to say there. Fine, nothing to it. The Focus Home Entertainment platformer, Mio, Memories in Orbit, that actually looks neat. I hope
that looks very pretty. I forgot about that.
I hope that one is also multiplat because it's kind of neat. The updates to the existing cartoon stuff like Illusion Island is perfectly fine. but the Looney Tunes game wheel just looks awful. I haven't mentioned this on commentary, but for more than a year now, I've been playing instead the gacha games where the Looney Tunes have World of Mayhem, and that one looks much, much better. And it's a mobile title, no less. Like, what's this game? The company's excuse. Holy shit. Among Us update, we mentioned already had to. Farmagia looks okay. Like I said, the gameplay is fine, but the frame rate just looks like trash, and even some of the, the appearance, not really fitting for the Switch, if you ask me. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. A lot of people were expecting this. A couple of people I noticed were not particularly super keen because, oh no, we're releasing the third time. But it's worth noting again the fact that this, was not available unless you played it on, at a Wii emulator. And even then, the controls on that were more, skeevy. So hopefully this manages to work out with the best of both versions, having a decent resolution, but also better control scheme from the 3DS version. The Dragon Quest stuff, Pedro is probably more happy than this than any of us, but it's pretty neat, and the fact that they took the time also to work also on 1 and 2 is neat. The fact that also they're separated means that 1 and 2 were probably just an afterthought done, and I'm actually glad because a lot of remakes these days are basically random titles in the series because they were more popular, instead of actually starting from the beginning. So one franchise that is actually trying instead is actually more commendable, which I do appreciate it. Companies like Konami should take notes. Anyway, Funko Fusion, easily the worst part of a direct. Concept, very trash, trying to chase the success of Fortnite has all these crossover characters, so let's try to bait people into it. Looks like trash, runs like trash, it really feels like trash. Sorry, not sorry. The updates on stuff that we knew about, like Luigi's mentioned too, or one of the new Metal Slug games, they do feel nice enough, so nothing to say here. Darkest Dungeon 2 is a good time if you haven't played at least the first game, because, that's actually very fun. Congratulations to Dash for predicting another game with 4 Swords, online. 3 days on the Nintendo Switch online.
You know what the really funny thing is?
Now we can do it
on Friday, I bought
commentary.
the 4 Swords manga at work.
Again, sometimes we just have the most amazing coincidences on the show. Like, I've already documented how a lot of our commentaries tend to coincide our recording phase with news even tangentially related to them coming about, essentially. It's incredible.
The Turok was actually a bit of a surprise for the re-releases because, to be fair, it had a decent port recently, courtesy of Night Dive, which is even on Switch, if I recall correctly. So having the original, for the online services, does feel a bit redundant, but still fine, I guess. And Perfect Dark was a bit, predictable, but still welcome because, again, it seems that, to celebrate the fact that Microsoft is doing a new game on the matter. Phantom Brave, I kind of wish I would like it more because, it's finally NIS America NIS in general, Nipponichi Software, trying to remember some of the other franchises that it has, unlike, just this guy. But, again, the Switch performance for the trailer was just terrible. I'm sorry. It just doesn't look really good. Marvel vs. Capcom collection, including also the Punisher beat-em up, very appreciated. The fact that a lot of these were potentially not available, so finally having a package. And it showcased that the license is still there. So, maybe we can get a new game eventually. But if it turns out like, Infinite in terms of, management, I'd rather wait more or just have the fans patch up Infinite itself and Ultimate free with fan content. We might as well just keep that. New Mario Party, this time more insane. I honestly don't know, outside of localized event with made by content creator, how much chaotic will it be with matches of 20 plus people with that. Hopefully it will not lead to griefing, but we know it probably will, alas. Then, the new Zelda game, finally starring Zelda, after 40 years? longer than enough. I was dreading for a second they were going, oh, Zelda doesn't fight with a sword already, but they seem to be finding a new creative way to integrate a gameplay style without making it too set back. The fact that recognize that Zelda is more proficient in magic, but she can use that to actually both defend herself and going on to the attack. So
I kind of wish they did what Cadence of Hyrule did, where she does fire. She has magical powers, so she does fire stuff.
I still need to play that.
I played it because
but still, again, because it's done in the same style of a Link's Awakening, remake. Well, like I said, it's probably a lot of assets recycled, but fair enough, might as well, especially because it's coming very recently. Just Dance, I Sleep, sure, this is a franchise that it's very rooted for specific audience, but I just don't care. Sorry. Lego Horizons, we already talked about it when it showed up. This kind of feels a bit redundant to showcase it here, but sure. The Portal Stray, I already talked about it during the mini recap. Again, it's nice, but I do think it kind of loses itself a bit when it comes to the remake. Tales of the Shire, I think it's fine. A more cozy experience and a possibility of a spin-off for Middle-earth. It's here. Let's talk about investigations, because I haven't played the original games in neither format. And again, this was the last major set of games to be released outside of a crossover, and one of them not being localized. That being said, I'm not really gonna have the front translation existence be a preconception towards it, because quite frankly, I find it a bit hilarious and a bit annoying, which is basically turns out in a bit of a contest of, oh, my fanfiction way of spelling the names is better than this fanfiction way of spelling the names.
Well, neither is.
Well,
to be fair, the official isn't fan fiction, since it is a translation.
Well, a localization drove, and we know how it's dealt with Ace Attorney. The names still are different and supposed to be puns. It's just a way of, oh, my writing ideas feel better than yours. And like I said, it feels just a petty squabble with that. I'm just glad that the game is being released in some official capacity and with a better look. Anyway, the new game that's done is a collaboration between the creator of Danganronpa and one of the Nonari games.
I did double check, and yes, it is a game between the two writers specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
It does look okay. A bit more so than the game that instead Suda51 and Swery are collaborating towards. This one seems to pack a bit more of a punch, so we'll have to see actually how that performs. And the real surprise to me of the show was the Romancing Saga 2 remake. Like I said, the original game had a decent enough port. Honestly, I didn't even know if this is done internally or by another team, because the art style reminds me a bit more of the oh god, I forgot the name. Another remake that was done a couple of years ago by an internal team in Square Enix. So again, I wasn't expecting this, and considering how slightly complex the game is, I do wonder how it adapts with the 3D art style, especially because with the franchise, what people were expecting next was a port of Saga Frontier 2, which is the one major game. Technically, there are another, but I will mention in a second, that hasn't been properly re-released yet. And it's being on the PS1 means that it's just as easy to port than the first Saga Frontier. There's technically Unlimited Saga on the PS2, but that one probably is the one that actually is worth more of a remake, because its original control scheme and gameplay were just a mess. And even the author acknowledged that. And the closing show, Metroid Prime 4. Again, everyone was expecting that, and it probably will still be a cross-platform, type of game, bridging between the Switch and its successor, but it has to be expected. We'll see what happens. We'll see finally what Silux is all about, because again, his behavior seems to be just dickish, so we'll have to see what's the deal with him is. But again, it's nice to see that all of this is finally paying off in some capacity, so let's fucking go, I guess. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So tuning for in whatever month the next direct is gonna be. See ya.
See ya.
Bye, Stray.